There's this really common misconception out there that it's hard to find high paying clients on Upwork. I've heard it from so many freelancers over the years, and I think this is one of our best kept secrets. It is possible to find high value clients on Upwork. I have proof of this, Tyler has proof of this, but it all goes into your strategy. How are you approaching Upwork? How are you approaching these high value clients? So, in this video, we're going to talk about a strategy the tactics, what it actually takes to win high value clients.
Exactly. That is probably one of the biggest myths about Upwork and freelancing platforms in general is that it's all low-end clients, it's all nightmare clients, it's all clients that don't want to pay a premium for the best talent. And we're here to tell you we have made almost all of our money on Upwork, over six figures on Upwork with high value clients, clients that appreciate us and our skills, and clients that are just enjoyable to work with and aren't extremely budget oriented. So let's dive into that a little bit deeper and let's actually define what a high value client is in our opinion. So, Jessica, what is a high value client?
From my perspective, a high value client is a client that is looking for expert talent. They are not afraid to pay premium rates because they want the job done well and done right. So they are looking for really high value freelancers, quality freelancers, those freelancers that are at the top of their industry doing the best work possible. So the client is not only willing to pay higher rates, but they want to find the best talent and they're willing to talk to multiple freelancers to have a longer hiring process so that they can find someone that's a really good fit, oftentimes on a longer term basis. I've had several conversations with high value clients, and something that comes up in those conversations is that they're looking for the best. They want to find somebody who's at the top of their industry, the top of their niche, so that there's no risk. There's no questions, there's no risk to can this freelancer get the job done well? That is a high value client to me.
Yeah, I don't think people realize just how many of these types of clients exist and use Upwork. Like some of my best clients are Fortune 500 companies. Like I've been hired by Airbnb, I've been hired by super high level corporations, and they're all using Upwork. Like people don't realize how many massive corporations are using Upwork, and the people that are hiring you because they need specialized work done that isn't going to be done by someone in house, and they usually have the budget to pay you what you are worth to do that work. Because look, that money isn't actually coming out of their personal paycheck. It's not necessarily the solopreneurs that are going to be your best clients. A lot of your best clients are going to be the larger corporations that are using Upwork and who have the budget to hire the person that's going to get the job done correctly. So once again, like don't listen to anyone that's going to tell you it's all bad clients on Upwork, it's all low-end clients. There are major players using Upwork. I'm here to tell you, and they are usually going to pay you what you're worth, and they're going to be a lot less maintenance than some of the solopreneur, lower budgeted type clients.
So that's something that I started to pick up on. The more clients I worked with in this high value category, I realized their mindset is so different than a low value client. For a high value client, their top priority is finding the best talent. They want the best work. End of story. Like that is what they're looking for. And then the next priority item is what's the budget? They want to have a sense for the budget, obviously. But like that's secondary to they just want the best. And so I started to listen in and just hear the same types of questions. Like they want the best talent, they're looking for the best freelancers, and then they'll talk budget. And I think what Tyler mentioned is oftentimes with these high value clients, the money's not coming out of their bank account. So they have less of an attachment to the funds, which totally makes sense. But for them, it's who's the best versus when we look at kind of the mindset of a low value client, they just want to find the cheapest freelancers to do as much work as possible. So that's a completely different mindset shift. But Tyler and I are obviously here to tell you that it is 1000% possible to find high value clients on Upwork.
So keep that in mind when you're talking to clients on Upwork. You're going to start to be able to pick up on low value clients versus high value clients. Low value clients are going to be leading with the budget. That's going to be their main primary concern. And high value clients are going to be leading with your talent, leading with your availability. If a client comes to you and their main concern is, are you available? That's an extremely good sign that tells you they want to work with you and they're concerned that you might not be available. So just start to pick up on those hints, and those are going to be flags that tell you what maybe this client is going to be low value client or they're going to be possibly a high value client. So hopefully we've kind of painted the picture about who these people are, kind of what these high value clients look like and care about. The next question you're probably going to be asking us is, how do you actually attract them and get hired by them? How do you actually get to a point where you can get to work with these high value clients on a regular basis and create a system on Upwork where high value clients are just coming to you and all the low value clients are getting filtered out automatically? Well, the first step is going to be proposals. That's going to be the first contact point where you're going to be able to have a chance to impress high value clients and kind of give them an idea that you're going to be the best fit for their job. So, Jessica, how do we craft our proposals in a way that attracts and impresses high value clients?
So the first step here is you want to customize it. Like no chat GPT, copy paste, template situation. Like you are not going to attract a high value client that way. They're going to be able to pick up on that instantly. So you have to be able to customize your proposal. Actually take the time to look through their job description. What are they really looking for? And reading between the lines. Like, yes, let's say they want a social media content creator. But what do they really want? They probably want growth through social media to increase sales into their business. So it's like reading between the lines, being kind of intuitive, trying to figure out what are they really asking for, and then using that to craft a custom proposal that really fits what they're looking for.
Yeah, and I would say that a huge place where a majority of freelancers stumble in the proposal process is they just cannot figure out how to write like a human. Like, it's kind of shocking to me how many proposals I will go through, like when you're showing me how people submit proposals to your jobs. Like, they're all just so generic and chat GPT style, overly formal, overly clinical, and just boring to read. Like, you could tell this person didn't actually sit down and write this proposal from their heart. The language and the copy, it comes across as sterile, it comes across as just lifeless. So what I always promote is write like a human, because a human is going to be reading your proposals. So be down to earth. Like, that doesn't mean you're going to be overly casual with these things, but the way that you write your proposal should sound like a human. Like, hey, I saw that you included a reference example of a guy in this certain industry. Hey, I've actually worked within that industry, and here's three examples that I think that you would find relevant to this job post. Like, just sound like a human, write like a human, and you're actually going to stand out by leagues above your other competitors, because they're all using ChatGPT. They're all trying to create these overly perfect, overly just clinical proposals. If you can write like a human, you're going to connect with these high level clients way better than everyone else can.
And I don't think a lot of freelancers really understand this, but from the client perspective, when clients are sifting through all of the proposals, they can only see like the first sentence, maybe sentence and a half in this list. So you really only have like 1 to 2 sentences to capture the attention of a potential client. So making sure like that first sentence is so incredibly relevant, it's interesting, it's unique, it captures what the client's actually looking for, and not taking up space with that sentence and just adding in fluff that the client is not really wanting to know.
Exactly. So just figure out what their primary objective is. What are they actually trying to solve in their job description? And answer that with the most relevant pieces of work that you can to prove that you're the best freelancer for the job, and just come across like a human. Because if you can't write like a human, they're going to assume that you're using tools and they just don't know who you are. So come across as a human and you'll be 90% there.
So I like to think of Upwork as like kind of a marketing funnel. You have like a series of steps that a client will take in order to set up a discovery call with you. So it first starts with obviously the proposal. If the client views your proposal, they like what they see, they want to learn more, then they click on your profile. So, this is where you have such a great opportunity to demonstrate your expertise with filling out each and every section of your profile, just making sure it is top notch. Like you have taken the time to make sure every element of your profile is dialed in just to paint the picture that you are a high level freelancer.
Yeah, and so when it comes to your profile and how high value clients actually look at it, it needs to be specialized. It needs to exude quality from top to bottom, and the work that you have on there needs to be the best of the best. You are only as good as your worst portfolio item. So again, best of the best. At least 3 items on there per specialized profile. But again, they are looking for disqualifying work just as much as they're looking for relevant qualifying work. So make sure if you're going to put a piece of work onto your portfolio, it is a 10 or a 9 out of 10. So they're going to look at your profile picture. It's got to be a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Your description needs to be professional and human. Do not put a chat GPT style description in there where they just can't get a sense for how you write or how you kind of your personality should come through in your profile. And the problem with using AI tools to write all of these descriptions is it completely removes all sense of personality from your profile. So keep that in mind. Like, don't shy away from showcasing your personality. If that means that your profile picture has a certain color that you identify with, go for that. As long as your face is bright and large in the frame, go ahead and lean into things that you identify with. But again, quality from top to bottom and personality from top to bottom. And if those things connect with that high value client, they are going to invite you to the discovery call, which is the third step in your sales process.
I also want to mention like the why behind this. Like, why does your profile have to be 10 out of 10? The reason is if you have like a 5 out of 10 profile, the client is going to assume that you create 5 out of 10 work. They are going to draw certain conclusions from your profile to the work that you actually create. So it's like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So that is why you have to make sure everything is 10 out of 10 so that the client can come to the conclusion that anything you produce, anything you put out into the world is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you can only really like from the client's perspective, they're going to be spending money on this. They're going to be putting their potentially even their job on the line with their decision making in hiring a freelancer for a particular job. So, the smart thing for them to do is to assume that your worst piece of work that is the level of quality that you could potentially bring to their job that they're hiring you for. So, it's kind of a worst case scenario thing that they're going to play out in their head. And it just makes sense that your worst item, if it's a 7 out of 10 and everything else is a 10 out of 10, it makes sense that they can assume the smart thing and the safe thing to assume is that in the worst case scenario, you're going to deliver a 7 out of 10 quality project.
So the client is on your Upwork profile. They really like what they see. They're very impressed with the work that you've created. Now they want to jump on a discovery call. So that is huge. That is such a win because they've made it through all of these steps. And the fact that they actually want to engage with you, have a conversation, that means that you are in the running. You are in like their short list with a higher likelihood of being hired. Obviously, it's still not guaranteed, but it's a really good sign that you're able to get on a call with them. And again, now that you are on a call with them, a discovery call, you have to bring your game. You have to bring your 10 out of 10 game. You have to show up early, bring questions, bring friendly, positive energy, and show them on that discovery call why you are the best fit for this project.
Yeah, so communicating with high value clients is all about coming across cool, calm, and professional. You don't want to be kind of overly formal. Like, again, I always tell people stop being so formal. you need to dial back your formality just a little bit. These are real people that want to work with down to earth, friendly freelancers. So dial it back a little bit, be approachable, be a little more casual and flexible in the way that you speak to these guys, and just show them that you're a pro. You have no nervousness. You're not nervous on this call about your ability to execute the work. You are confident. Come to these calls with massive confidence and a demeanor that is business as usual. And that's going to show them that you're not a desperate freelancer. You're not someone that just happened to slip through on accident. You deserve to be there and you are the best fit for the job because that's going to show in your communication.
And this is something else to consider. This is a client that you're gonna be working with on Upwork. You're gonna be opening up a contract, so it's a little bit of a higher risk situation, so you want to vet them. Are they gonna be a really good long-term client for you? Can you deliver on what they're looking for? So it's they are vetting you and you are vetting them, so it has to be a mutual connection, it has to be a good fit for both of you.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to bring up regarding the discovery call is that let's talk about the quality of the way that you show up. So, if you're just doing the standard MacBook webcam or you're doing the built-in webcam on whatever monitor you have and you're doing AirPods audio for your mic, not good enough. Okay? You need to put in a little more work. You need to put in the investment into a good high quality microphone and a good webcam that actually showcases that you are someone that not only invests in top tier equipment, but you're someone that appreciates quality. You're someone that knows that the experience that they have is important, which means your quality, your audio quality is good and your video quality is good. And having a conversation with you is something that is a higher level than a regular low end freelancer. So just keep that in mind. I try to elevate every single aspect of my presence online, whether that's my Upwork profile or just the way that I come across in calls. Like there's no reason that you can't elevate that experience for them. So do it. Pay the $50 for a good microphone. Pay the $50 to get a light to light yourself well. It's going to be an investment that pays off immediately.
Yes, because it shows that you're a professional. This is a business for you. You're not just a little freelancer and this is your side hobby holding out for a full-time job. No, like this is your business and you are serious about this. And like this mic right here is perfect. I use this on all of my discovery calls and I think it's definitely helped me just come across more professional.
So, hopefully, you've made it through all of those stages of the sales process with high value clients. If you get all the way through those 4 stages, now it's the time to lock them in, give them your final estimate and your final quote. And you don't have to worry about, oh, is this going to be too much? If you're good at knowing kind of what the market rate will bear, go ahead and offer them a price that you don't normally offer other clients if you know that they're a high value client, if you know that there's someone that probably isn't too budget focused. Don't worry about offering them a quote that is too high because 9 times out of 10, they're going to choose you because your talent is what they want, not the price that you're offering them. So keep that in mind on that last step of the process, and good luck locking them in.
Something else I want to point out is that as you work with more high value clients, as you kind of rise through the ranks and become the top of the top in your industry, in your niche, you are going to have fewer discovery calls. And that's okay. That is, should not be a point of panic for you. That's a good sign that you are weeding out these low value clients from even reaching out to you, which is good. You really just want high value clients. So, yes, you might ultimately have less discovery calls, but you're going to be able to close those clients and they're going to be better clients to work with on a long term basis.
I totally agree with that. I think kind of a mark that you're going to see as you progress is less overall clients per year, but more money. Like, because every client that you actually do win is going to be worth 10 low value clients that you used to have to work through to make the same amount of money. So it's going to become quality over quantity over time. But again, that's something that is going to take years to get to that point. So it's going to be a grind regardless of how skilled you are in the beginning. But Just keep that in mind as you look into the future. The ratio of low end clients to high end clients that you're going to be working with is going to get better and better over time. And then as you gain leverage and reviews and portfolio items get better and better, and the quality of your profile gets better and better, it's just going to become a more enjoyable experience, and the clients are just going to get better over time.
So, hopefully, that was helpful for you guys just to kind of understand how we go about landing high value clients on Upwork. Yes, there are quite a few low value clients on the platform, but that is okay. You are not interested in those clients. You are only interested in high value clients. And it's just a little bit of a mindset shift. You have to be strategic in almost everything that you do in the platform. But like we've mentioned before, you can find some really great high value clients on the platform. You just got to take our advice and trust us throughout this process.
And if you would like some one on one coaching, some mentorship on your journey to Upwork success, High Level Upworkers is now open, and we are still looking for beta testers. And the beta testers will get the program and the coaching completely for free in exchange for some feedback on our course and our coaching. So if you are interested, go ahead and shoot me an email. I'll put my email in the description, and we can have a chat with you and see if you're a good fit for the beta testing program.
Well, thank you so much for watching our content. We really appreciate the support. Please let us know if there's any specific topics that you would like us to cover. Feel free to send us a DM or leave us a comment, and we will see you in the next one.